As much as people try to downplay winging things and just going with the flow and just saying anything, it's highly undervalued that that is probably more effective than planning everything out step by step. And what I mean by that is winging it is you intuitively feeling what needs to be said or done. And 9 times out of 10, you'll have more fun and success doing it. But winging it is looked at as like, oh, you're being irresponsible. You're not thinking things out and making process of elimination choices to make the most presentable, best optimized situation in your favor. And I feel like that makes us overly critical to the point where it takes the fun out of while we're, you know, the fun that we could have while, going with the flow. And two, it makes for the whole situation to be that much more serious. So then it's like, yes, we can go and think of a game plan strategy and follow the game plan strategy to a T. Some people need that. Some people, are better doing that. And there are other people that are simply better just going with the flow and winging it. But they're looked at as the less responsible people. And that gets to people sometimes. Sometimes it's just like they don't want to be looked at as irresponsible. But that's why it's so important to disregard the outer not criticization, but critique of others, because they can't tell you what feels and is better for you. They can only judge what they see based off of their experiences and what they think that's going on with you. And the thing about what they think is going on with you, they really can never know. And you can tell them what's going on with you, but that still doesn't help them understand what makes your brain and your body tick. And so, at what point can you know, take what they're saying super personally when at the end of the day, you feel better when you wing it? And you start tensing up and getting clammy when you're trying to remember a game plan strategy and it just doesn't fit you. And these are the things about YouTube and learning on social media is we see how it's worked for all of these other people and we assume that we should find success in it. And not to say that you can't, but you try it and it doesn't work, and then you think something's wrong with you because it doesn't work for you. But at the end of the day, you can't take what's worked for other people. You can't take what's worked for other people as something that has to work for you. And if it doesn't, you're not any less for that not working. You just have to find a way that feels comfortable. And for some people, winging it is comfortable. Now, I've naturally done better for myself winging it, but I would always be thrown into the deep end when it came to winging it. I would never choose to wing it. I've always thought I was this logical, let me make deductions, let me make a game plan. And I always tried to be that person, but anytime I was thrown in the deep end and I just had to make do with what I already knew and just I just showed up as best as I could, unprepared. I thought I was unprepared, but those situations are exhilarating. Those were the fun situations that lit me up. And I'm like, after the fact, I'm like, man, I don't know how I got through that, but I was ecstatic the whole time. Like that inner giddiness of trying your best and not really having anything on your mind, but just pouring out what you're feeling in an articulate way, because naturally that articulation doesn't go anywhere. It's only when you block yourself from being who you are, which is, if you are naturally articulate, or you do have a good speech about you, you only block that from yourself. It doesn't leave because, you could be nervous, but you're only nervous because you're trying to remember a game plan, or you're trying to adapt to somebody else's strategy. And it doesn't have to be like that. As much as we want to have everything sorted out because it makes us feel safer, that safety can hinder performance if naturally you're better at just winging it. And that's all I'm really trying to say. Because winging it, I don't know. My interpretation of how other people see it is like winging it is just irresponsible. Like, why would you wing it? Just come up with a PowerPoint and just have bullet points and knock off the bullet points. It was just like, oh, you can do that, but that sounds real dreary to me. But it's all a method to everybody's madness, and there's always something else better that you can do to help yourself understand to do better. So when you understand yourself, you can then replicate what's working for you and then plan your life around what's working. So you don't have to guess and assume that what should work is going to work. You already know what's going to work because you know what makes you tick better than anybody else. So don't let nobody take you away from your your strategies because they don't understand it or because they see something else that you're doing. But if it's truly working for you, just run with that shit.